Yep, that was what I have. You have anything that you want to change?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I make a motion to approve the minutes of November 9, 2011 as corrected.
I'll second it. All those, any further discussion on the minutes for November 9th?
Can I just make one, on page 1, after
Yep.
Henry Spencer, I'm sorry, have we made a purchase of a truck? Please make that a question mark.
That's there.
All those in support of the motion to approve November 9th minutes, say aye. Aye. Any further, any abstentions? Okay, and so voted. Now we're looking at November 16th minutes.
November 16th?
Which is today, which is,
We don't have those yet.
yeah.
That's what you have, that's
we
your
just-
report.
Yeah,
Okay.
just passed it out, just passed it out.
Commissioners meeting, I got it was the minutes. Sorry.
Just a brief overview before we start talking about our proposed budget. On Saturday, we have our craft fair. We've been talking about what we're going to be doing with some of the equipment. Some of the equipment in the nursing home has been set aside. We are asking for the departments in the county complex to look on Thursday to see if there's a chair or desk or something that they can use for their office area. On Friday, staff can go in and look to see what we are selling. Some of the pricier things, maybe a refrigerator that we didn't use because it wouldn't fit, or etc. Those higher items are going to be sealed bids because we feel as though that's the only good way to do those kinds of things. And then Saturday the sale will be to the public as well as others. So if you
Okay, so tomorrow department heads can go in and
Yep.
take what they need
Yeah.
for their particular department.
right.
And then Friday,
Staff from the nursing home can go look to see if there's
anybody on the complex can
right,
go look.
right.
Okay. And how is that going to be handled? By closed bids?
If there are pricier items, such as a refrigerator,
Okay.
freezer, those kinds of things, they
Yeah.
would be sealed.
When you say price, you have a bottom limit?
If it's not a $5, $10, $15, $20
So
item,
we say $100 and up?
yes, we're asking for bids such as
Let's
that.
So
put
the
a-
minimum bid is $100, a minimum, there's a minimum on some of it,
Correct.
and that's posted on the item?
That's what Bob was handling, yes.
Okay.
Okay. So I don't-
Somewhere along the lines, I don't know if Maureen Spencer spoke about it, but there are facilities that are looking for beds. Have we contacted any of those facilities?
I have spoken to local, I've spoken to county,
Within Carroll County?
well, I spoke to people in counties. I also spoke to Sunbridge of Wolfboro.
Yeah.
Huggins would not be affected. I did not call North Conway. I can call North Conway.
I would,
Sunbridge. Be happy to do that. Maureen, was there anyone else that you're thinking of?
were you the one that mentioned that? Or was it,
Somebody looking for beds?
I don't think it was me.
maybe
Yeah.
it was a selectman from RCP that?
I know that there are staff members that have approached me in regard to the sale, of beds, and
Yeah.
we told them that would be appropriate at the time.
Okay.
Obviously, we're trying to have this as contained as possible. They are old beds,
Yeah.
and
Is
it's
there a minimum on the old beds?
there's a set price, I believe,
Okay.
that Bob has established.
Okay.
It's not big.
Yes,
I do happen to know, and money may be an issue with this group, but the New Hampshire Grange
Mhm.
has an organization that tries to get wheelchairs and walkers to people that need them, and it may be just another way to contact various people looking for beds.
Yeah, that brings up another one too. I think Wolfboro Rotary had something regarding wheelchairs, a particular program for supplying wheelchairs, I believe. I don't know where you stop.
It's becoming pretty complicated. I mean, I'd be very happy to make the call,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's difficult. I know that the Huggins Hospital has a barn, and I know that when they have medical devices that are donated, or medical equipment at all, they don't. My understanding is they don't sell them, but if people contact them, that they will give them out to the community.
Yeah.
I guess the issue is that we've had to take some time because of moving into the new facility, but yet I don't want to. We've got to put some closure on it at some
Yeah.
point. So there's some.
We're not going to
immediacy.
tear the building down next week.
No.
It may not be until, it won't be until next spring probably.
Do you have maybe a list of the big items? What is the leftover?
I don't have the list, but I would
You have
have
a
Bob.
list?
I can have Bob.
Okay.
Bob has been working on it. I have not. So.
Okay.
How is it publicized for the general public?
It'll be in the paper this week with the craft sale. I believe Bob put a listing under Susan's ad about the sale of equipment.
Is it in the webpage?
I have to say I don't know, but I will make
Somebody
sure.
ought to check on it, put it in the webpage.
Would you have beds available for private people to purchase?
Yes, the older beds, yes. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know where you stop, but we ought to try to do the best we can in getting the information out so that everybody has an opportunity to purchase it. It's purchased with tax dollars, so.
Okay, and my gut feeling says that we will not be selling all of the beds or all of the bedside tables
Yeah.
on Saturday. So anyway, but I will do some exploration over the next day or so. On our proposed budget, which we're about to go through, this is a work in progress, and there are a number of things that I think we need to keep in mind, and I believe that we will be on the schedule again next week. Our private pay daily rate is current.
You think you will?
Oh, I know I will. Private pay rate, daily rate is now set at $262. We did look in the vicinity, and we're making a proposed change of our rate to $275 per day. There is a time element. Of course, you have to file to the state, but we have to file to the Department of Elderly and Adult Services having to do with rate setting, because before they give us their final rate for our Medicaid rate, they want to make sure that they're not going to be going over what we are getting for a private pay rate, which is impossible. But anyway, there is some immediacy here. So I need to look for your input.
Did you survey any of the other nursing homes in the county as to what they're charging?
Yes.
Sunbridges. Jen called Merriman House and the Sunbridges, and they're all roughly $290 to $300 a day.
Okay.
No, they're higher?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The only one that's lower county-wise, Grafton County, I don't know how they get away with such a low rate. They're not making, I can't believe they're making money or breaking even, but the rate is so low. But
We normally look for a 3% increase, or have over the last couple of years, 3.5%. This is roughly, I think, a 5% increase. I'm looking for your suggestions and input. That is
we're still below the going rate in the county. I guess I wouldn't have any problems with the 275.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
okay. Moving on.
We have a month or 2 months to do that?
We have to notify them by December 1st. Is that correct?
I have to send out notice to family too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
$52 a week additional.
what happens is those people that are privately paying are gonna run out of money sooner.
That was my point. That was just what I was going to point out.
If they run out of money, they go on the Medicaid.
The
Medicaid rate.
application, correct.
Yeah.
I mean,
And the rate for Medicaid right now is,
A rate that we're receiving right now is $149.54. Which leads me to another, so your $275 is appropriate?
yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Our Medicaid daily rate currently is
Oh, there it is.
$149.54. As you recall, I reported that we had to send all of the information as far as capital expenditures for the new building, and that's what we have paid up to date, which was in October. All the information that is appropriate there, all of the information as far as depreciation of equipment, and the depreciation of the equipment that we brought over from the old nursing home had to be included. Now that went to, again, the Bureau of Rate Setting in Concord. You've had conversation with the accountants, correct?
Yes, John did up a spreadsheet for Susan Ryan down in Concord, so he sent her all the items too. They wanted an audit sheet from him.
Mm-hmm.
So they have everything they need.
Okay.
So our rate currently, and our budget is set at our old rate. Okay, now, remember that rate is changed every 6 months, so we're
Yeah.
looking for that January 1st rate. I'm hoping tomorrow to get the rate, though,
Yeah.
because the Technical Advisory Committee meets today, so I'm hoping to get a glimmer of hope as far as what the change is. When we were building the building and prior to that, everyone wanted to know, well, how much more money will we receive if we spend all this money on new equipment?
Mhm.
So again, when we're going through the budget, I know that there'll be a side, but I'm just giving you this information that is based on our old rate. Another thing we
That
need
comes out of a pool, right?
comes out of all the utilization of Medicare residents, the number of Medicaid residents in the state.
In the state.
Right.
But there's a cap to it, so that if we get a higher rate, another county gets a lower rate.
It's all, there's only so much money in the pool.
Right, okay, gotcha.
Another thing we need to keep in mind is stimulus payments. The program has been discontinued. This last year, our last payment was $320,000.
Yeah.
Again, just to keep in mind as we look at the changes. Our pro share money has never been budgeted. Yet when we receive the pro share money, it is put under our Medicaid line item.
Right.
In previous years, we've received, I think, roughly around $300,000. This past year, we received $600,000. Now, the reason why I've been told that we don't budget for this money is that we don't know.
You don't know.
It may be gone tomorrow.
Right.
But again, when you look at the difference of revenue, these are the things that you
have to
need
keep
to
in
keep
mind. Yep.
keep in mind. Okay. Our Medicare rate effective October 1st has been decreased by 11.1%. Now that is not straight across the board. What the government did is they made changes in the Medicare payment a year or so ago, and they didn't get the money they wanted. They didn't reap the benefit. So now they're going deeper into the pockets. So there hasn't been adjustment in regard to how they'll pay for certain services and different things like that. So again, we recognize that. What we've done when we made this budget is we looked, because I think that we've always been very conservative under our physical therapy units and how we've, so we've been a little more aggressive with that to offset hopefully the 11% that we see for the decrease.
Okay.
Our pharmacy services, I received a visit just the day I left having to do with our rate from Omnicare. What they're saying is their consultant fee is now being increased by $5.50 per bed, revealing an increase of $5,298 a year.
The jail is going down in their drugs because of them hiring a different outfit, and they expect a $30,000, somewhere around that savings